Hi guys, thank you for tuning in. We invite you to start your day today with an animal care specialist. My name is Savannah with the education team here at Clearwater Marine Aquarium, and I'm joined with Evan here, who is one of our animal care specialists. So today we are going to be asking Evan some questions about her career. So let's get started. So first of all, how long have you been in this position?
I've been here at CMA for a little over 2 years, but I've been in the field for about 5 now.
Very cool. So our next question is about schooling. Do you have to have a degree to be in your position? If so, what kind of degree did you get? Do you have any recommendations for the type of schooling, maybe coursework, for anyone looking to go in this field?
Absolutely. We get that question all the time. In fact, I got a 4-year degree in psychology. So that's one of the top degrees that we do see in this field because everything that we're doing to manipulate those behaviors is basic psychology. So really emphasis on that operant conditioning, classical conditioning, positive reinforcement. So I got my 4-year degree and then I went into doing internships. Usually takes about 2 to 3 internships with a lot of hands-on experience before you get that first entry-level paid job.
Very nice. And in school, were there any extracurriculars like clubs or things like that that you joined that you think would help students looking to go in this field kind of maybe help boost their resume? Or if they are looking to do volunteer work or internships, what should they look for?
So I didn't personally join any clubs while in college. I did a lot when I was back in high school, but certain types of clubs, if you join psychology club or marine biology club, even if your school offers like zoology club, those would be awesome. What I participated a lot in was different volunteer opportunities. So a lot of beach cleanups, volunteering at whether it's a local aquarium or a local zoo. My very first volunteer opportunity was actually here at Clearwater Marine Aquarium when I was still in school.
Very cool. Okay, so our next question is how early should one start gaining those types of experiences?
So I always recommend as soon as you have some college credit under your belt, start looking into the different internships that you're mostly interested in. So you really want to cater what you're applying to the specific job that you want to end up with. If it's marine mammals, focus on those internships that's going to offer different career paths working directly with marine mammals. If you are interested more in the research aspect of that, definitely kind of gear your search towards that as well.
Nice. Okay, so let's shift on over to your actual job now. What is the hardest part you found in getting a job here?
Probably the hardest part is there's a lot of people doing those internships, getting that great experience. There's a lot of qualified candidates for a very limited amount of space. And you can imagine we love our job, so we don't have a lot of turnover. So space is limited. So it can be very hard to constantly be doing those internships and not getting an opportunity. And my best recommendation is to just keep pushing forward, keep kind of going for those facilities that have a little bit more turnover, that offer kind of hiring out of their intern pool as well.
Nice. So the next question, what does a day here look like for you as an animal care specialist?
So my job is really about hanging out with these guys 24 hours a day. Kind of being front and center if they want to hang out with us or not. So we are poolside for at least 6 hours throughout our day, whether that's a training session or simply just playtime, what we call FaceTime. We'll be out here just like we are with Nicholas now, and if he wants to pop up and interact with us, then we're going to give him all of our attention. So that's a big chunk of my day. Typically, we're also interacting with the general public, all of you guys who come to visit us. So a lot of presentations, sometimes being a scripted narration, other times just getting on mic and talking about what I do and how we train our animals and what ultimately we're asking for.
So you did mention working a little bit with the general public. Obviously, this is a job that involves working with animals, but how much would you say you work with people as well?
Easily 50-50. It's not just my job to interact with these guys all day. It's definitely a big part of my job to educate and most often inspire all of you guys who come to visit these guys that you too can make a difference in changing their lives.
And what is a favorite part of your job?
My favorite part of my job is seeing kids come see these guys up close and personal, and they might not have otherwise gotten that experience, whether they're in a landlocked state or they just haven't experienced marine life before, because I was that child at one point. I was inspired by going to aquarium and zoos, and that's what really kind of drove this passion for me and got me first interested in working with these guys.
Very cool. So my next question is, obviously you're very passionate about what you do. Would you recommend this job to other people?
Absolutely. It's really rewarding to not only get to build your relationship with our animals, you pick your favorites, just like these guys pick their favorites as well, but also kind of going back to inspiring the general public, really educating and getting our message out there.
Very nice. So do you have a favorite animal or species that you work with here?
I have a couple of favorites, of course. My favorite overall is probably Boomer, one of our North American river otters.
Very cute. Boomer's very cute. He's one of my favorites too. And do you have a standout memory or favorite experience that you've had here at the aquarium since you've worked here, or maybe when you were volunteering or interning?
So many memories come to mind, but one of my all-time favorite moments is one of our Inspire guests came and was so in awe with Hope sitting right in front of her, and just seeing how inspired she was and how touching that moment was for her really kind of sticks in my mind.
Very nice. And my last question is, what recommendations, maybe that you haven't mentioned already, would you have for anyone seeking out this career path, maybe a high school student or even an early college student, or even somebody who's graduated still trying to get in the field?
I would say gain all of the knowledge that you can. So whether that be through volunteering, whether that be through internships, but there's a lot of research that you guys can be doing at home as well to simply just educate yourself on this species and any of the other species that a facility that you guys want to work at might be housing. So we don't just have dolphins here. We've got a lot of different species of sea turtles. Nurse sharks are among my favorite here, our North American river otters, and of course our great white pelicans. So anybody who's going to have a job here is going to need to have a vast kind of knowledge of all of those species.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Evan, for joining us today, and hope you guys enjoyed this interview.